On top of our stories. Let us have a recap of TQA's recently concluded activities. First, post-pandemic Earth Hour festivity in the Philippines. Know the latest COVID-19 updates and its state in the country. For Sports Buzz, we have Q-Kids Sports Breakthrough at the recent Ironman and GSKA meets. Broadway to Manila, Hamilton the Musical comes to us this September. Straight from the Quantum Academy, this is Quantum Leap.
Good day, TQA community, and welcome to the Quantum Academy's news program. As school year 2022 to 2023 comes to an end, the Q-Kids have witnessed and participated in a number of remarkable events that were made possible by the school administration and our student council. Let us have a quick overview on these activities beginning last February. February 14 was Teacher Appreciation Day. No classes were held on this day, but the Quantum teachers had an outing of their own to celebrate. Then, on February 17, the Glam Rock Night and TikTok dance competition was held in the school. It was a fun night where the upper school students could release all their stress in the form of singing and dancing. Of course, the lower school should not be left out of the fun. While the upper school had their Glam Rock Night, the lower school had a camping activity last March 20 to 21 within the school premises. The primary school only stayed there for the day, while the intermediate school stayed in school overnight. It was filled with lots of different activities in the form of a mini Olympics, and they even had a cookout. Right after the lower school's camping, the upper school had their very first intramural since the pandemic on March 22 to 24. It lasted for 3 days, allowing students to allot all their energy on playing games and sports instead of the usual academics. It was split into 2 categories. Category A had the grades 7 to 9, while Category B consisted of the grades 10 to 12. Lastly, on March 28, the Bureau of Fire Protection visited the school to give the students a fire drill and orientation.
There has been a change for the normal routine of the upper school students today this morning. Grades 7 to 12 are gathered in the covered court for the fire drill and orientation held by the Bureau of Fire. The students are being oriented about the serious dangers of fire as well as ways to prevent it. Awareness is the key to prevention. It is important for our students to be aware of this matter and know what to do when the situation calls for attention. That's all we have for this morning. Once again, this has been Camille Dayon reporting and taking the lead.
This has been a quick recap of the events that have happened within the past 2 months. They will be discussed later on in detail, so stay tuned for that. This has been Gea Josen B. Palalay taking the lead.
On February 17, students from grades 7 to 12 gathered at the school's covered court to take part in the school's very first Glam Rock Night, organized by none other than our student council. Reporting the lead is Cassidy Valencia. Cassidy?
The day has finally come. After weeks of anticipation and active participation, tonight we celebrate Quantum's long-awaited Glam Rock event.
Last February 17, students from grades 7 to 12 gathered at the school's covered court to take part in the school's very first Glam Rock Night, organized by none other than our student council. Glam Rock, also known as Glitter Rock, is a musical movement that began in Britain and is characterized by musicians wearing outrageous costumes, makeup, and hairstyles. Given this unique theme, Q-Kids showed up at school wearing extravagant attires and displaying flashy demeanors. The event lasted from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. During this night, upper school students were given a chance to acquaint themselves with fellow schoolmates from other grade levels in a disco party filled with singing and dancing. Classes were instructed to bring food to share. A TikTok dance competition was also held during this night, in which each grade level was tasked to choreograph their own routine, following the theme of TikTok dances. The prizes for this competition included exemptions for third quarter PE examinations for the junior high, one equivalent MAPE-related subject for the senior high, and seed points for the upcoming intramurals. Grade 11 Curie bagged the crown, followed by the grades 12 Newton, 11 Minor, 7 Excellence, and 12 Einstein respectively.
There we have it, everybody. Everyone seems to be enjoying the night. We hope to see more friendships and longer hallway conversations after this event. Overall, this was a great and successful night for the Quantum community. This has been Cassidy Valencia taking the lead.
On March 22 to 24 was a big buzz for our Quantum community. Our first intramural since the pandemic was held for the upper school students. Now, let us hear the rest of our 2023 intramural report. We had the active participation of grades 7 to 12, and the games were officiated by students from General Santos City National High School. The senior high school department also held a food sale for a cause, successfully raising a donation of 50% of the proceeds going to the local home of the aged. After the 3 days of competitive ball games, esports, board games, and singing competitions, the results came in by a unanimous decision. For Bracket A, Grade 9 came in as the champions, and in Bracket B, our seniors were able to claim the championship cup for the second time since the last intramurals. Not only was this year's intramurals a successful milestone for the Quantum community, but this was definitely something for the books.
Good day, Quantum community. This is Meryl Daniela Castellon taking over the Quantum League. So it is finally here, people, Intramurals 2023. And as you can see, so many things are going on. We have our food sale, we have some esports, and of course, like ball games. It's really happy to see, everybody getting together after the pandemic, and it's just an amazing sight to see. So we're going to interview Mr. Zachary D'Antonio for our next portion. Today, I have here with me Mr. Zachary D'Antonio, a representative from grade 12. So Zachary, we're going to ask you a little bit of your insights and opinions on the food sale that we're having.
Thank you for that wonderful question, Ms. Castillo. Well, I found the food sale as like a learning curve for us grade 12 and 11 students to somewhat improve our skills as entrepreneurs for future years. And that was a struggle since we have to juggle between playing in drums and dealing with the food sale. We kind of got the flow okay by this day, and it was a very good opportunity for us to learn and meet the lower grades more and build more bonds with them together. And I found it really fun. Though it was kind of hard, we got through it and we passed the struggles together.
There we have it, everybody. Mr. Zachary Dimontempo. Looks like this is going to be a very long and eventful day for our quantum community, and it looks like everybody is keeping themselves occupied. Once again, this has been Meryl Daniela Castellon taking the lead.
I am looking forward to the next school year's intramural event. What I'm sure about is that it will be another quantum experience. This has been Gian Benedict Caballero taking the leap.
As April is known to be Earth Month, let's take a look on the environmental related events that take place throughout this period. During this time of crisis, it is important to raise environmental awareness and create consciousness around the issues that affect Mother Nature. The world is bracing for the irreversible impact of climate change as the Earth's temperature rises and the world's carbon footprint reaches an all-time high record of 36.8 gigatons in 2022. With this, people are seeking various means to combat this occurrence, one of which is to participate in Earth Hour. On March 25, 2023, the Philippines held the first in-person Earth Hour festivities since the COVID-19 outbreak began. From 8:30 p.m. to 9:30 p.m., Filipinos nationwide switched off their lights for 1 hour that Saturday evening. Moreover, President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. urged the public to participate in this year's Earth Hour, wherein the Malacañang also joined in the celebration by voluntarily turning off its lights for 60 minutes to raise awareness on climate change. The president added, "It only takes 60 minutes to do good for our future, 60 minutes to take notice and commit to saving the nature, and to be united to take action because together nothing is impossible." This upcoming April 22, the annual Earth Day celebration will come about, so it is a call to action for us to take initiative and be mindful about climate change. So, Q Kids, let us all participate in Earth Day and help hand in hand to protect Mother Nature. This has been Gea Josen B. Palalay, an eco-warrior, taking the leap.
As we gradually transcend to the next normal, we are bound to some frequent questions about the pandemic. With this, is COVID-19 still a pandemic? Together, let us know the answer. 3 years since the pandemic started, we can definitely say that the outbreak situation has improved. Measures taken by governments all around the world to control the virus have been proven effective, considering that most people are able to go back to their normal routines and activities. In fact, wearing masks has become uncommon in most public places, since it is only voluntary now. This poses the question, is COVID-19 still a pandemic? Although many people are acting like the pandemic is over, it is hard to determine whether it actually is. According to an article from Harvard Health Publishing, there is no single agreed-upon definition of pandemic that all countries, public health agencies, and world leaders use. Looking at its etymology, the word comes from the Greek words pan, meaning all, and demos, meaning people. By this definition, a pandemic is a virus that affects about everyone. So an idea we can consider is that we can say that the pandemic is over when everyone is behaving as though it is. Author and historian John M. Barry, who wrote The Great Influenza, the story of the deadliest pandemic in history, says that the pandemic ends when people stop paying attention to it. Following this idea, we cannot exactly pinpoint an end date for the pandemic. Instead, what matters the most is the present. Even though we may not be feeling the harsh effects of the COVID outbreak like we did 3 years ago, we shall still stay alerted and updated on all COVID-19 news. This has been Lay Angelo Valencia, taking the lead. In relation to our previous report, let us know the present state of COVID-19 in the Philippines. Reporting the lead is Stephen Werns. Stephen?
The Philippines has been continuously working on COVID-19 active response in sustaining the lower curve of the cases. For complete details, let us know the current state and development of COVID-19 in our country.
As of April 14, 2023, the Philippines has recorded a total of 3.9 million confirmed cases of COVID-19, with 9,533 active cases and 83,827 deaths. The country has been battling a surge in cases since the emergence of the Delta variant, which led to the implementation of strict lockdown measures in various areas. However, the number of cases has been steadily declining in recent weeks, and the government has started to ease restrictions in some areas. The vaccination rollout is also ongoing, with over 50% of the eligible population having received at least one dose.
Despite these developments, health officials continue to urge the public to remain vigilant and follow health protocols to prevent further spread of the virus. This has been Stephen Werns reporting and taking the leap.
Thank you, Stephen. It is somewhat a good news hearing the current state of our country as to COVID-19. In relation to this, though vaccination drives are conducted, why do we still have records of deaths?
Yes, Lay, though the current state of COVID-19 in our country is continuously improving, deaths are still recorded due to the underlying health issues such as heart and lung ailments, the data indicate. Thus, older people have always been vulnerable and now make up for a higher proportion of COVID fatalities.
Thank you, Stephen. Stay safe as always.
In March this year, a local film breakthrough that highlights our city's rich history and heritage took place. A new local film has taken the spotlight, visualizing the hardships and responsibilities of leading a clan. The film revolves around Sudi Makapagintalen at Talik, also known as the Restless Heron, who is formerly known as Sultanate of Talik. It retells the journey and challenges faced by the Maguindanaoans of Talik in the late 19th century and early 20th century. The film's director, the research of the film began in January. The film is based on a dissertation paper or thesis by Chris Hannibal.
Okay, so far yung na experience talaga namin, ang paggawa nitong pelikula is hindi siya ganun kadali. Actually, lahat naman na paggawa ng pelikula hindi ganun kadali. Pero ito yung pinakamahirap sa career ko. Kasi this is my first time to do a film, history and period film.
Most of the scenes were filmed at Barangay Sinual, especially near the Batotial Hatchery at Sinual's Best Hillside Cafe, near to one of the pineapple plantations and at the Sinual River. Another notable location of the film would be at the Mindanao State University. Aside from the professionals around the country working together, students from a local school added to the production of the film, giving an opportunity for those students to shine and discover hidden talents of their own.
Ako nag-start and then after bilang a days, introduce sila as OJT sa Pioneers Descendants and nakauban ako sila as co-writers and naging din kami, naging consistency na hindi naging consistent sa film.
Including our alumni Annika Dizon, representing her grandfather's legacy proudly.
Now, let us hear our weather report for the week. In the month of April, we can expect a mixed bag of weather conditions. From April 24 to 28, there will be an average of 65% cloud cover, with the probability of precipitation averaging 40%, along with a total of 12 millimeters of rain. The wind direction will be mostly easterly, with an average speed of 12 kilometers per hour, creating a moderate breeze. Temperature-wise, we can expect a range between 24 to 29 degrees Celsius at day and 20 to 24 degrees Celsius at night, while there may be some scattered rain showers. Overall, the weather will be fairly mild and pleasant, perfect for outdoor activities or just enjoying a nice day out. As we prepare for the changing weather, let us not forget to enjoy the simple pleasures that each day brings. This has been Lay Angelo Valencia, reporting for Quantum Leap's weather forecast. Let us know further details about our weather ahead. Reporting the Leap is Hannah Balanan. Hannah?
I'm Hannah Balanon, your weather reporter today, bringing you warmer days ahead. In a recent announcement by the Philippine Atmospheric, Geophysical and Astronomical Services Administration, or PAGASA, Warmer days are expected ahead in the country. In a statement, Pag-asa said that the public should brace for higher temperatures. The agency advised to take precautionary measures to avoid heat-related illnesses such as heat stroke and dehydration. Pag-asa also cautioned that despite the warmer weather, isolated rain showers or thunderstorms could still happen, especially in the afternoon or evening due to localized thunderstorm activity. It is advised for the public to stay vigilant and monitor updates to stay informed about the latest weather conditions. As the country continues to experience the effects of the dry season, Pag-asa and other government agencies have been working hand in hand to ensure the safety and well-being of the general public. This has been Hannah Balanon taking the lead.
Once again, some of our Q kids paved their way to Sports Spotlight. Let us get to know these young champions in the making. Reporting the leap are Luke Valencia and Ashley Cruz.
You think 6 hours of school and hours of studying is tough? Not to these guys. Let's get to know Quantum's very own Iron Kid, rising out with so many hopefuls, Hero Almero. It took 4 minutes and 5 seconds in a 250-meter open sea swimming, 8 minutes and 10 seconds of 2 kilometers running under the full heat of the sun to finish. Battled out by 117 contenders, but emerging 4th place with a total time of 12 minutes and 47 seconds. This year's Ironman event was held last March 25, 2023 at Azuela Cove, Davao City. Ironman is a triathlon event held nationwide and is one of the most anticipated sports in our country. Participated by both local and international athletes, ages 18 and above. For the Iron Kid 13 to 15 age group, the swimming course was 250 meters and the running course was 2 kilometers. For the last 2 years of the competition, the cycling event was cancelled due to an accident that occurred years ago to one of the participants. So this year's 4th finisher, with a very convincing time of 14 seconds behind 3rd place finisher, is Euro. He is a 10th grader and one of our school's performing student athletes. Let's listen to what he has to say.
Triathlon competitions are tiring but also very fun and exciting. I get to go to other places to compare myself to other triathletes my age. It takes a lot of patience and discipline to train for a triathlon event. I train twice a day, making sure I train evenly in swimming, biking, and running in order to be prepared for such events. So, this patience and discipline is what I carry when I try to enter other sports. I tend to value practice when I prepare for other exercises and physical competition. Our coach usually tells us to clear our minds before we start training because it has been proven that if we relax our minds, our body will perform better. For our training routine, during Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, we do bike and running in the morning and we do swimming in the afternoon. While in Tuesday and Thursdays, we only run in the morning and we do biking in the afternoon. For Saturdays, we do long rides. Usually, we bike to other places like Tupi, Kiamba, or wherever. And during Sundays, we train our simulation, and that is when we train our swim, bike, and running. And lastly, I would also like to congratulate the other Q kids that joined the Iron Kids, which are Julian Amadeo and Gabriel Amadeo. That's all.
Also in the highlight is this year's General Santos City Athletic Association meet, which was held during the first few weeks of March 2023. Quantum student athletes Isabella Cruz for badminton and Marico de Asas together with Gabriel Pitlo, both representing our school in the swimming event. All our student athletes bagged their medals in their respective events, and 2 of our players won gold medals, to which gave them the honor to represent our school yet again in GSKA. Among the 23 sports events involved in the meet, badminton and swimming were represented by our school, in which 3 of our very own students have participated in and have performed extremely well. Marico de Asas, a grade 6 student, competed in the swimming event bringing home the gold, and Isabella Cruz, another grade 6 student, participated in the badminton event. She was crowned champion of her bracket and silver as the overall primary girls division event. Both Isabella and Marico are more committed to their training now more than ever because they will be the city's delegates at the Soxargen Regional Athletic Association meet, or SRAA, on April 25 to 27. This will be our bid for the upcoming Palarong Pambansa 2023 to be held in Marikina City.
This is Luke Valencia reporting.
This has been Ashley Cruz reporting and taking the lead.
Hello and good day, Quantum community. Let us uncover our latest happenings and events in pop culture. After making its grand debut in 2015, making headlines in the Big Apple, finally, Hamilton is right at our doorstep. Tony-winning Best Musical Hamilton will make its Asian premiere in the Philippines in 2023 at the theater at Soler in Manila beginning in September. The announcement was posted on Instagram by Hamilton's writer and original star Lin-Manuel Miranda. Expectations that demand will be sky high as a waitlist is already open for the tickets. Hamilton's fans from the Philippines have been telling us for years how much they want to see the show. Many of them have traveled to see it all over the world. It is a thrill to finally be able to bring it to them. A statement from Michael Castle, the producer of the international tour. No word yet about which touring company will be coming over, but fans speculate that it is the Australian production, which will be concluding its show in April, making it a possibility. Hamilton fans can truly agree to this statement. How lucky we are to be alive right now. Additional pop dates. The return of concerts in the Philippines. With restrictions becoming less and less strenuous, numerous concerts have been and will be taking place in the near future. First on our list is Harry Styles. Who doesn't want to date with Harry Styles? His first show in the country with his signature sequin fits and with a voice as smooth as honey has left fans floating on cloud 9, like that giddy feeling you get after a good first date. A concert is never complete without its highlights, one of which was when Harry gingerly sang Matilda from the edge of the stage's catwalk, a dance party on Late Night Talking, and many more. Harry surely gave the audience more than just a taste. We all know Blackpink is one of the biggest names in the music industry, which is no surprise as they made history as the first K-pop girl group to hold back-to-back sold-out shows at the Philippine Arena, which was dubbed as the world's largest mixed-use indoor theater. The Pinks were overwhelmed by the support coming from their Filipino blinks. It's been 4 years and the crowd is crazy, Rosé told the Filipino crowd. Lisa also mentioned how she could barely hear herself while singing, adding that they're so excited to be back in the Philippines. This has been Socorro Pimentel giving new pop dates and taking the lead.
Hello and good day.
Welcome to POV.
Points,
opinions,
and views. For today's discussion, balancing academics and co-curricular activities. Hello, Gea.
Hi, Arthur. Glad to see you back for another episode of POV. Most of us, if not all, have always been told to balance our co-curricular activities and our academics. I know Q kids have their own hobbies and interests, such as music, sports, art, and the like, but we must also be aware if we properly balance these activities with our academics.
Yes, I have to agree with you, Gea.
But Arthur, as we all know, academics is significant. But what exactly is the importance of co-curricular activities among students?
I believe that co-curricular activities are important or as important as academics since these activities tend to develop our skills beyond only objective intelligence or informational digestion. For example, sports-related activities tend to enhance our physical ability, our endurance, or our focus. Arts-related, dance-related, or music-related types of activities can help us improve our creativity and also our rhythm. Analytical types of activities such as joining math competition, even solving puzzles can also help us with our logic and reasoning. And not only do these fundamental skills get honed through this way, it can also be improving our social skills since socialization is a very important part when partaking into these activities. So that's already a bonus.
I have to completely agree with you there, Arthur. Having these skills can not only benefit our physical health, but also how we socialize with other people, which is essential to develop as we are social beings.
But we also have to consider the number one factor for doing these co-curricular activities, or the number one motivation, the thing that drives us the most, are usually our parents or our parental figures. They're the ones who try to motivate or encourage us to do these activities. For example, hey, you try and play piano. And this can also be a huge factor within how they respond to doing these activities. With this, we need to ask, how can parents properly help their child in balancing and maintaining the workload between academics and co-curricular activities?
Just like what you mentioned, Arthur, the parents play a big role in maintaining the balance and sustaining the pressure. One way they can help is to simply support and encourage their child in both co-curricular activities and their academics. So let's say, for example, their child is a varsity player in their school. So they can make an effort and go to their games and competitions and cheer them on, but also reminding them of their academic responsibilities at the same time. This helps discipline their child, but not pressuring them. Rather, it helps them do their best in both areas, because it shouldn't be always co-curricular activities all the time, but it also shouldn't be always academics only. There should be a balance between both of them.
I agree. There should always be a balance between the two things, and managing the workload is always best for the student to avoid maybe sudden pressure.
But Arthur, how does balancing these principles help benefit the students in the long run?
I believe that the key principle in balancing both of these academics and co-curricular activities is the concept of time management. Time management allows us to do things fit to our schedule and our time. This can help us do things without feeling the pressure of overloading. And at the same time, this skill can be used not only for the current time, but for the near future, let's say college, or maybe even when you already have a job. Time management is always very applicable, since the number one factor that we have to consider when it comes to the efficiency of doing work is work ethics.
I agree with you there, Arthur. We will not only use these habits and principles right now as students, but we will also bring them as we grow older in the long run. So we must prioritize wisely.
For the last question, and this requires a more technical approach, how can students independently balance the workload of academics and doing co-curricular activities?
As a student, I had the chance to strategize and work on independently balancing my co-curricular activities and academics to prepare myself for college. The main thing that helped me was time management, which you mentioned, Arthur. It keeps me from procrastinating and panicking whenever the workload would be too overwhelming for me in school. But to add on to that, something that is also a huge help to me is being organized. Arranging my stuff, my schedule, and something simple as cleaning my room helped me clear my mind and think better. And with that, it also increased my productivity.
I have to agree with you, Gaya. The number one cause of being unable to manage these workloads is usually procrastination. And many students, including me, have a lot of problems with this, which is why we should really try to do our best to think what would be the best solution in terms of our scheduling, in terms of doing these tasks. And we should also take note that what we're doing is not only for the present, but also for the future, for when we get a job, when we move on into higher grade levels, and eventually college. So we must really take note that time management is the key to work.
Thank you for listening about the discussion on balancing co-curricular activities and academics, and we hope you learned something.
Watch out for future episodes of POV.
This has been Gea Josen B. Palalay.
And this has been Arthur Darren P. Zerna.
And this has been POV.
Kids, welcome back to the zone, the Q-Kids Zone. I don't know about you guys, but whenever there's an excuse to eat s'mores and to have sleepovers, I'll definitely take it. And that's why I love camping so much. Hi, I'm Isabella, and come along with me as I take you to Camping 101, your official camping starter pack. Okay, first things first, we need to set a location. Luckily, we live in the Philippines, so we shouldn't be too worried about bears. Aha! Perfect! Now that we have a place to stay for the night, let's move on to next, shall we? Like I said earlier, bears aren't a problem of ours on this side of the turf. However, we have a smaller yet bigger problem. Mosquitoes. Second in our starter pack, we have a mosquito repellent, keeping those suckers away so that we can all have a peaceful night's rest tonight. When camping, just like any other activity, let's not forget to always stay hydrated. I suggest a big water bottle like mine. So refreshing. The last thing we want is to be dehydrated on a fun day. Wouldn't want to miss out on all the fun. The C in camping stands for comfort. That is why we want to wear whatever makes us feel most comfortable and easy to move in. I suggest a nice pair of joggers, and we can never go wrong with a good old t-shirt. Of course, if we're going to be camping all day, we got to snack on something. I always bring something to munch on and keep my stomach filled. We love the sun, but let's not forget to protect our skin from its harmful rays with sunscreen. Remember guys, the higher the SPF, the better. And there you have it. I think you guys are ready for the wilderness. And I hope you picked up a thing or two from Camping 101. Oh, and lastly, do not forget to have fun and get out of your comfort zone. Speaking of zone, I believe my part here is done. This has been Isabella Cruz. See you next time!
This has been Gea Josen B. Palalay taking the leap of countless opportunities and possibilities.
This has been Gian Benedict Caballero taking the leap of endless knowledge and wisdom.
This has been Sakar Pimentel taking the leap of timely news and current affairs.
This has been Lay Angelo Valencia, eSchool News, reaching out to you.